So
put them on yourself before anybody else puts them on you.
Restrictions?
Yes.
No. Why do that? No, they are on me.
Right.
So it's like imagine just
restriction.
walking somebody. Imagine about to try to do something. You think you're doing something like a good deed for yourself and everything, and somebody keep asking you for a cup of water. You was already bringing to them. Like, I'm bringing your water. Don't ask me. Since I know you're gonna ask me. I'm gonna just wait until you ask me. Now I'm not just gonna do it.
Well, you know what? Everybody, because people come from two different walks of life, they have to get used to certain things like that. So you have to be conscious of the fact that they may ask a couple of times, but they have to be aware of this too. Like, they may ask a couple times, okay, you know what? I know they're not used to this. Let me give them a couple of tries, and then they should just start getting a point. Like, it took me, even now, like, there's certain things that I used to do in the beginning of my relationship. Now I just kind of like sit back and I'm like, okay, I know this is handled, or I know this is taken care of. I know, like, yeah. So you get used to it. I mean, because you got what are you, 35? You're 33. I'm sorry, you're 33, 34. You're 3 years older than me. How old am I? I'm 31, 32.
She put him at 35.
I'm 33.
You're 33? Mm-hmm. You're 2 years older than me?
I'm just 2 years older than you.
That's crazy.
That's it.
No, you're not. What year are you? You're 02.
I'm 04.
Oh, 04. Okay, so yeah. Okay, all right. I'm about to tell you about yourself.
Yeah, Jesus.
So yeah, you think of it. You're 33. I'm 31, and it's 30 years of doing it one way, doing it our way, and now it's like, or you know, when was your first girlfriend?
A relation, like big long relationship?
Yeah.
I think the day I turned 18 today.
18.
19.
So you got 12 years, at least 12 years right there. I got at least like 12 years. 12 years is just bad. Like, okay, some people weren't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. No, just learning experience.
Right, but they weren't that great. Otherwise, you'd still kind of be with them. So when I say bad, it's like you have 12 years of different type of toxicity. Like, so now it's like you're trying to make things work. So it takes time.
Yeah,
Still doesn't sound logical.
Or you can be a little nervous. The clock is running out.
Doesn't sound logical to just be like, yo, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you from this day on out. The rest of my fucking days. You spend the rest of your life on this earth
with your siblings. You spend the rest. I mean, you may not spend it with them, but you're forever gonna be my sister. You're forever.
And you and you go find. You got some other friends that you call.
You got other friends to hang out with.
I don't. We were just talking about that. There's a couple, but I really don't like the.
No.
I don't necessarily like.
Is it a couple?
There's a couple.
That's all I want in my contract.
You got more than one.
I'm gonna be with you the rest of my life, but it's gonna be a couple.
You got more than one.
It's
That's
gonna be a couple.
If you got more than one.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, so things take time.
It's nuts.
It only works when you really get to know each other, though. If you don't get to know each other, it don't work. That's what I'm saying.
It's just nuts.
You gotta get to know each other.
But people don't be getting to know each other. They be lying.
True.
That's
a lot
very
of people
true.
aren't.
Like it's a whole fucking.
Most people.
Half a mask.
Most people.
If I just got to know you, then we could have got to this earlier.
Yeah.
Like
most people.
Let me know who you is. Shit. That's what it is. I'm scared of being in a relationship with somebody that's selfish. I don't know you and you don't allow me to let you know me.
That does make me nervous too. Like, show me exactly who you are so I can make a decision if this is something I want. Like, be completely you. Yeah, good, bad, everything. So I can know, like, is this something I really want to deal with?
Yeah. You vegan.
Chef boy did weight curl did whip clean dope boy. Whip clean dope boy.
So terrible on the mics. I can only imagine
what
that static that's gonna come back.
Nah, it sounds good. Listen, how long? When was that? When was Q's forum show? That was last Friday.
That was
Wednesday.
Yeah. Wednesday, right? I know it was after the podcast because we ain't talk about it. Q is the best performer on the label. Hot take or no?
Hot take or no?
Let me see who I've
best performer. I'll give him that.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
Zay right there to me too though.
Nigga, all right.
Zay, really? I've never seen him before.
You watch him perform?
Nobody's seen Zay in real life in 5 years.
Have you watched him perform?
No, because I haven't seen him.
So how would you shoot something down if you haven't watched him perform?
I've never seen him perform.
Active members of TDE. What?
What's a dope performance to you?
Well, isn't Dot usually a good?
No, he does. He has the cleanest performance. He has the
dope
cleanest to where as far as like everything's in sync. Right. You know what I'm saying? It looks on another level of expertise and all that. Yeah, for sure.
A dope performance to me.
Q's like the raw, uncut best performer.
Is the production, the energy from the artist, that's pretty much it. The energy from the artist, the energy from the crowd, and the production put into the show.
You can't say that.
Why can I say that?
Because, like,
Q is
stage to stage. If it's their fans there, their fans the energy gonna be there.
Nah, but it's different though.
No, I'm in that same room. Kendrick will get more yells because he'll have more fans. So if you was a fan in that room, you could be like, "Wow, he's the best performer."
Yeah,
though.
but his show would be like, I'm talking about Q on stage. Watching him on stage, that nigga is different. He's a star. Like, he's really good at what he does. I don't know too many rap like performances I've seen from artists that I've been like, wow, this nigga's a star. Like he can make his money just doing shows and festivals, like if he wanted to.
Yeah,
because he's that good.
That's heavy. That's dope.
He had one part.
Like
it was so dope. He messed up, but it was like the most like.
The way he just said, I forget what he said. He said something like, I don't know that line, so we gonna keep going. Y'all don't remember that? It was so tight because it like you didn't even care. Like
when the nigga walked out to Gang Gang and the instrumental was just playing in the beginning and he just lifted his arms up and everybody started screaming. I was like, this is different. Like
crazy for Kendrick like that.
Nah, like
yeah, they do.
They do. But I'm saying like, I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
It's just certain shit you can't explain. It's the persona. It's everything else around it. Like the nigga's just dope. And I don't mean the dick ride, but the nigga, his performance was crazy to me.
Because
when you say you don't mean a dick ride, did you dick ride though, or what are you doing?
And some people might
I don't
call
mean
it
to hop
that.
on the dick, but you hopped on it.
Some people in this day and age would call it that.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's
so
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
dick riding.
Yeah, no.
You're not dick riding. There you go.
He's not riding the dick.
That'd be crazy.
That's wild. Okay.
Best performer on the label. Which also
the best performer on a label.
Which also.
Nah, I mean I get it. I say that. I'll say, but if you ain't seen Zay, I like Zay a lot too.
I mean,
but
what,
nice.
What's a good
we'll never see Zay, so it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter.
What is a good pass?
We'll never see him.
You got to be there. I don't know one that's on TV
Okay.
or not, but I'm just talking about in live performance.
I feel you.
He for sure be killing it.
And I believe you.
Yeah, he crazy.
But I
He
just
was good in Vegas.
we'll never see it.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he fumbled his words in Vegas, but like.
Well, that can be rusty at this point. But I'm saying though, but like,
you performing.
him in his bag. Yeah, he definitely project. I like people who project the music and just kind of bring all the charisma to each bar and
That's
shit.
what kind of frustrates me about Q at the same time though.
What?
Why? What?
I was having this conversation with the homies, I think yesterday or the day before. Do you think that all artists can afford to not drop every year?
Hell no, everybody can't do that. You talking about on a label or just period?
Period.
No,
And on a label.
no.
I think that it's only 4 or 5 artists out right now, maybe like 3, who can not drop every year. And that's Dot, Drake, and Cole. And Drake drops every year. Mm-hmm. So I just don't understand why. What you know what?
It's the battle though to me, as far as like, because you got to watch. It's like the give and take with the fan and then the artist with their life and their personal life. You know what I'm saying? So you say that, but then on the flip side, you'll probably be able to, through his social media, not knowing him personally, you'll be able to look and say, look how involved he is with his daughter's life. You're not seeing that from artists. It ain't gonna be able to, it won't weigh out right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man lives a regular life outside of this and then still be able to come out and still deliver a good project, and you know what I mean? Still have you feeling this way, but he involved with his daughter's life heavy. To me, that's how I feel like.
But even aside from him, like we could step off of speaking about Q. Just in general, like Big Sean, for example. What was the last Big Sean project we had? It was I Decided? Right?
Yeah, probably.
I think that was 2017. We closing in on 2020. We ain't heard from Big Sean since then. If his next project isn't good, it's kind of over for Sean. Not over, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over as far as the talks of him being with the niggas that he was talked about being in the same
It's
stratosphere.
already over for that.
He just dropped a single.
He dropped a single with Janae, but that's not his.
But it's already over for that though. He not them. He not.
No, I know it is, but I'm saying then it's just you dropping like further and further. Same thing with Chance. Chance waited 2 years to drop some
but
bullshit.
But it gets you back to your base. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this shit just be filler. Like your base, your fan base not going nowhere. Your core fans, they not leaving you. Once they there, they there. They with you. You know what I'm saying? It's be the other people that just in and out, like, you know what I mean? But now like, oh, give us more. On a point to where you don't give it to them, we out of here. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Then you got your core fans, they there. Like, hopefully that you good in life, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that your life reflects that you've been taking some time out and taking care of yourself opposed to just, you can't come back 2 years later and shit, just be all fucked up and interview and shit. Like, yo, all right, well, something got to give then.
Like, you can't, it hurts you more when you wait 2 years and come back with some bullshit as opposed to if you just dropped every year.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you drop some fire 2018, right? Drop some shit that's like, 2019, but you come right back 2020, you good. That's what Drake does.
Yeah.
All of Drake's projects the last 4 or 5 years haven't been great. But he comes right back the next year. Or
he have a great song on each project.
Or he got a great song on each project. Or he comes right back the same year.
Yeah.
If you're reading this, it's too late. And What a Time to Be Alive both dropped in 2015.
Nah, for sure. Drake is definitely what you would call a hot dog and cherry picking on a motherfucking basketball court.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just be holding niggas to the Hove standard. If Jay-Z could drop 8 summers straight, these niggas can drop every year.
But do they need to?
Work ethic. Yes, they need. Everybody needs to, except for the 3 niggas I named.
Who did you name?
Dot, Cole, Drake. Those are the only niggas that don't need to drop every single year.
Depends, man. Depends on how you appreciate music, man.
Right, because it seems like every time something's going on, everybody asking for Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah.
Nah, because they got it.
No, that shit is hilarious.
The way they ask for him, I really need to go listen to
on
his
the
stuff.
Flick It Up, on the
It don't
Flick
matter
It,
what it is.
the Flick It Up YouTube page, somebody commented underneath it said, "Fuck Reason, we don't want this shit. Where is they? Where is they?" Somebody went to that man's video, watched the video on his page,
I know they're gonna see this shit over here.
and then commented underneath it said, "Fuck
Like,
Reason,
I've never seen them.
we don't want this shit."
I've never seen them really ask for any other TD artist like the way they ask for him.
That
I need to go
shit-
listen to his stuff.
Yeah, so saying it's fan base, core, it's core.
Yeah.
Off of 2 projects.
Core, you got
That's
two
a good thing. So
nice
why
ass
would you?
projects,
So
too.
why
If you have fans like that, why would you say that he needs to drop every year?
Well, okay, this is the thing.
Because
And-
I've literally never
and
seen
this
that.
is-
Mind you, I'm not that deep into music, but like it don't matter what he
This is-
posts. It's always where is it? And I'm like, oh my god.
And
like,
this is the thing that I'm taking into account that maybe some of these niggas don't give a fuck about, which is being competitive in their craft or being, you know what I'm saying? Like, they care where they're at in rap or hip hop, etc. So maybe some of these niggas don't give a fuck about that. And if they don't, then that just answers my question, and that's fine.
Some
Yeah,
people just want
because
to
they-
put great music out.
It's
not
like
about,
you be competitive.
Nah, that's
but
not it.
That's not
at the
it.
same
That's
time-
that you can't use that excuse for him. You can't use that excuse
some
for him.
people just not for him. I'm just saying some people,
Some people just want to, it's like
Beyonce
it's like
dropping
it's
every
like
year.
it's like with regular jobs. Like some people want work balance life. Some people want to make a lot of money. Some
yeah,
people
that's
want,
what
you know what
I'm
I'm saying? Some of these niggas might just want a work balanced lifestyle, and that's all they
is not
want.
dropping every year.
Beyonce's not a rapper. We're talking about
Oh
rap.
yeah, you're right. My bad. I digress.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Never mind.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, keeping it on music. Y'all see Lizzo big ass at the Staples Center with a 3XT with the back cut out?
I'm about to first off.
I'll stick dick to Lizzo,
I am
man.
not going to call
I
her
really
big.
will.
She not big?
I'm not going to call her that. I'm not going to.
You not calling her that is the problem with America.
Exactly.
No.
Adding to the problem to
Yeah.
America
Well,
is not helping
not-
America.
You
so
enabling-
Do you want to help America?
Well,
You
wait,
enabling her big ass.
Me stating the obvious is helping America? Like, we see her size. We know she's big. Me stating the obvious, how is that helping? How am I how is anybody
You
benefiting?
tiptoeing around this
Right,
fat
I get
shaming
that.
thing. That is what's
That's not
hurting
a
us.
fat shaming thing. We know she's big. That's
So
stating
since
the
we know
But
she's
don't nobody
big,
want to say it.
What's up, Big Mama?
But don't nobody want
You
to say
don't need
it.
to state what is obvious.
Like, it's okay when she say she big,
Hi,
but it's not
Allie.
okay when we say
I
she
know that's
big.
your name. Hi, Ali. What's the problem?
We don't need to
Obvious is
state.
your
We don't
name.
need to state the obvious. Anyways,
My
Did-
name and somebody's physical appearance.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Did you really?
They're both facts. They're both facts. Listen,
Oh my God.
did you take?
Big girl.
Did you see any issue?
Go say that next time.
I stay, yeah.
Did you see any issue with how she was dressed?
I do. And some people actually retweeted Rihanna, and they were saying that time she came to the awards show. And
Completely
she had
different.
That, okay, but this is why it's completely different. Every awards show, there's usually a theme.
Mm-hmm.
And people dress up to the theme, whatever like that. But it's almost like a costume party, depending on how you want to take it. This is a game. You know what I mean? We're at a game. And technically, that's indecent exposure. So
It
it's
is.
like, I just don't.
And nobody
I don't know.
wants your bare ass cheeks on the seat that they gonna have.
I was raised that there's
Yeah, I
a
was
time and a
wondering
place.
how did that go? I thought it was something like I thought maybe it zipped up or something like. It was
No,
one of
they
those
was
onesies.
out and she was twerking and shit on the fucking jumbo. It's kids at this game.
Yeah, she was twerking.
I don't want to bring my kids
She
to a
was
Laker
legit
game to
twerking.
see your big ass twerking on the jumbotron. I don't. It's not cool. I don't
How
give a
old is she?
fuck about none of this cancel culture, none of this sensitive shit. That is not cool.
How old is she?
I don't know, like mid-20s maybe,
It is cool though.
mid to early. It's not cool, King.
It's cool. What the problem is?
What's the
What is
problem?
really the problem though?
No,
Her
it's
ass
not,
was
but
out.
You guys have to. It's not even the her being big thing. It's like whose ass is out of the game?
At a basketball game.
Sitting courtside.
Out. I'm not talking
Sitting
about
courtside.
you see a little cheek meat
She
at the bottom of the
literally
jean shorts.
turned around to
I'm
face
talking
the
about
court
she out
to
there like
twerk.
Rikishi, nigga, with booty cheeks out, like
Yeah.
Rikishi.
Wait, you see Rikishi tweet? Wow.
I seen Rikishi
Yeah.
Twitter. Rikishi got on Twitter and said somebody mentioning me.
Y'all know damn well that wasn't no Rocky.
You guys are
Y'all better knock it off.
I'm just saying that ain't cool, man. Cancel culture got y'all holding y'all tongues on a lot of
What you
bullshit.
hit?
Would I hit Lizzo?
Yeah.
No,
No.
no.
What? I hit.
No.
That's crazy. That's a lot of soul. That's energy.
And you know what? It's not because it's not. I would not hit because she big. I wouldn't hit because at this point she's annoying to me.
Man, you wouldn't hit because she's big.
No. Because I fucked the shit out of Jill Scott. It don't got nothing to do with the size. I hit Jill Scott and Angie Stone back in the day though. Strong brother.
It's no one.
Nah, that shirt was tucked in. Her stylist was with her. She didn't have just ass just out.
She had
That
ass
means
out.
they would have video of her walking through this motherfucker.
They
You
did.
have video.
Of her walking through.
Yes, walking through the tunnel.
That she literally turned.
She was
around.
wilding.
Oh man.
She
Hold
was
on.
wilding.
She literally
tough.
turned around, like on the court.
Well, see. How they let? I didn't know they was letting people in the game like that.
I didn't
Right.
either.
Ah, wow.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to find.
That shit ain't cool, man.
But shit, let's go.
All right, well, all right, Lizzo. All right, we off of that. Have y'all
Lizzo,
seen?
Big
Have y'all
Lizzo.
seen
Big O.
Nick Cannon and the Wild 'N Out crew diss Eminem?
Yeah,
I
them
didn't
niggas
listen
look
to the
just like
full
the fucking
thing.
Wild 'N Out crew. Like,
I didn't listen to the full thing.
and the nigga I'm really hot at it than
It's
that.
two of them now. It's two
Is it another
songs.
video?
It's two
No,
songs?
it's a video for the first song, and then the second song came out today.
Yeah, that shit right there is like
What's
that's
the point?
that huddle. I don't even know how that them niggas said break on that motherfucker.
Charlie Clips, Nick
Oh,
Cannon,
Clips was on it.
Hitman is on it, right? Hitman Holla. He in
Wait.
there?
Yeah,
Wait.
he had me hot the most. He really
Wait.
just doing his look, I guess.
This shit is so
Wait.
confusing to me.
Listen, you know what I'm about to say?
What you about to say?
I went to my first live battle.
You did.
Saturday,
You
Sunday.
did. I didn't even ask
Yeah,
about the Regan recap,
dang.
but you went to your first live battle. For anybody that's watching the podcast, if you ever, tap in with Allie about our podcast, you have to now address her as Allie the Don because that is now.
I'm about
her-
to change my Instagram name.
I wish you would. I wish you would.
We
Oh
have.
my, no, I actually wouldn't do that. Yeah, now I had to think about that. See? Woo!
We are.
I wish
I
motherfucker
wouldn't.
would.
And the only reason I wouldn't is because what I messaged you about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I had to
what?
stop.
You
That's why I
got-
had
you
to
had
stop.
the game
Nah,
fucked up.
exactly. You right. Thanks. Hey, thanks. I almost slipped up right quick.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
leave
they
it
gotta
that-
bring you
That's
back.
why I never. He a better man than me, man.
Why?
He's just a better man than me, and I tell him that you're a better man than me in these areas. In the areas
How?
because
Nothing.
I'm not walking my girl to
Into a battle.
a nigga. Hey, be real with you though, real shit though. That is kind of funny though, right?
Welcome my girl into a battle.
he's talking about walking him up to.
No, it's pretty funny.
That's funny though. Real talk, that really is funny though. But
Oh, shoot, what I did.
into a battle.
Listen, the way that it worked is because we talk about, we watch battle rap and we talk about it pretty frequently. And it fell, and it's like I couldn't put it up pretty frequently. And I don't talk about. That's one thing. I don't have like a crush or anything like that. Even Hollow, I call him like my cousin. I'm like, oh my god, that's my cousin.
Okay.
Like I'm never just like, oh my gosh. That's my crush. Like I don't have a.
Okay, it's not crush, right? It's just,
no,
it's just strictly skill.
I call him my little cousin. Like,
Strictly skill, though.
That'd be a crazy ass.
Shut up.
It's strictly skill. That's what I'm saying.
Strictly what?
Strictly skill.
Skill, like you're a fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it weird because I'm usually not a fan like how the Guapole thing is. I'm a fan of not the weirdest people, but the people you wouldn't expect for I guess everybody to be a fan of.
Okay, so you like for sure.
Right. So that's the good thing. Yeah. No, there's no type of, and that's why even with the picture I was like, get right there because I don't care for pictures and stuff like that. But yeah, it was really nice. I think what made it really dope was I've never been to a live battle. I would have preferred to go to one on the East Coast, which I still will within the next year. Oh yeah. But the fact that it was
We go book those tickets and all that. Like y'all go book tickets. That goes back to what Jordan was saying. That's actually funny. Yeah.
what?
Y'all go book tickets to New York, then buy tickets to the battle.
No.
Like you go with your boyfriend.
Yeah. Or I'll go with. Well, I would like to go with him.
With your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Imagine you work your whole like career to build like a solid like rap career, and you lose your chick to Hollow the Don.
That wouldn't. First off, no disrespect, Hollow.
Don't try to start dissing Hollow now.
No, I'm not dissing him. He's just there's no
Don't
type
say
of,
no disrespect.
There's no type of attraction.
It's only disrespect coming after no disrespect.
There's no
that's
type
it.
of
That's
attraction.
it. All you got to say was that wouldn't happen.
That wouldn't happen. There's no type of.
No disrespect, but
Well, cause I don't want to be mean.
Kim, you walking your girl into a battle?
Why not?
no, not me. I'm different, man.
You guys are so terrible. Why not?
I'm
We're
just different.
there, side by side.
You know he can never battle Hollow, right? Now.
I know. Oh yeah. We've
Okay.
already talked about
I
this.
was about to say he can never battle him now.
Why do you think the picture went the way it did?
Got you.
It was like,
Gotcha.
let me fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
that's wild.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's all I need. I got a pic with you, bitch.
That would go crazy. It would be crazy.
Have to flatten that nigga's
Fuck up his whole verse.
Right.
All right. Any new music? Oh, Roddy drop. How y'all feel
Yes.
about the Roddy Ricch album? Anybody listen to it?
I listened to it one time all the way through. I can't. There's one song that I've just had on repeat, but I need to give it another chance. But I like it.
You
I
do?
like it. Yeah, I like it.
I skimmed through it. I like it.
Yeah.
I ain't really, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta listen
Got with
again.
it for real, but I skimmed through it. I like it.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Okay,
Right.
so the newer wave of niggas, like the One Take, Jay, Chike,
Something like that.
all them, right? That whole LA wave that's going on right now. Did Sway start that rap style? Would you say that?
But I don't, man, they all got, you just said two, they all have the same rap style, Chike and One Take.
But it's like a genre. You know? Do you
Oh,
understand? what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
You think Sway is the pioneer of that?
Because
Ride With My Glock was 2014.
yeah. Yeah, it was like, yeah, he led that shit for sure.
He kind of led that wave, right? And then
For
after
sure.
that, the
For sure.
Draco blew up, and it was like a whole like mix of.
Draco was already,
Draco was a little bit before, like he was already,
right
but
before
like
that, because he had that,
that-
bitch I get, whatever, I forget what it was
bitch,
called.
I get dough, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think we give Sway enough credit. Like, I don't think he get enough credit for kind of like heading the movement. Like he was running the break on that.
That's the thing with shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, trailblazers, sometimes they go in that door first. You know what I mean? They just knock shit down and they fall down, going through the boom, 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 and then everybody else get to step over and run through and clean up. That's just a part of that shit. That's
Yeah, because
that's the game.
I was having that conversation with somebody the other day, and I was just like, well, they brought it up, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't even think about that. Because when I think back to Ride With My Glock, and like, it was going crazy, like on social media or whatever, and that's the first time I heard of him. And then I was like, oh, this shit sounds different. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. He definitely. And it's just just the song itself and like the flow patterns and shit.
Yeah,
style.
that's what I'm saying. And I hear a lot of
yeah.
it now, so I'm like, I don't think he really gonna get his credit for this shit. And I want like, I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I think he will though, because the people that's even his boys, they all boys. You know what I'm saying, for the most part.
Yeah.
The ones that's winning,
yeah,
and he's still with them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah. I get what you're saying.
I think he don't let it go unnoticed either. He remind people
Yeah.
a lot.
When that whole, hopefully that works out for this whole new wave of LA artists, and I hope he get like.
He gonna get his just due.
He'll
get his just due for sure. I believe he will. That's dope though. That's a good take.
There's something just staying somewhat musically related. There was that GQ article that put out stuff of Nipsey's people basically were just kind of not reminiscing, but talking about him and how he was as an individual. Did you guys read any of that?
No.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure on Instagram you guys saw a lot of people reposting what Lauren had said.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was the highlight. That's probably what everybody saw, which was really great. I really love that part. The part that stood out to me, he was talking about, I forget which person was telling this story, but they were talking about how Nipsey was supposed to do a deal with Rick Ross. Is it MMG?
Yeah, he was supposed to sign the MMG.
Right. And they were going back and forth with the deal. And I loved what he said, and I had reposted specifically what he said. And he basically said that, like, this deal doesn't, you know, it doesn't represent Fast. It doesn't represent all his people.
The work that they put in.
Right. It doesn't represent that. And if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And the numbers need to make sense for not only me, but for everybody. And if it doesn't, we'll wait till something else comes around. I thought that was so dope because it's easy to just, you know, be like, okay, well, it makes sense. I'm going to still take care of everybody. Don't worry, we're going to be okay. As opposed to him just kind of sticking to, you know, staying focused down the lane that he wants to go and saying like, nah, that's okay. Like, we all did this together. We're all going to go through it together. I thought it was really dope. And I know a lot of people highlighted what Lauren had said, but I wanted to just shed light on that. That was really tight.
Yeah, he talked about that in the interview he had with Elliot Wilson on Tidal. I don't know if you've seen it. But yeah, he was supposed to sign the MMG. Basically, like, it wasn't as much control as he would have wanted, which is why he ended up waiting.
Yeah.
7 years for the Atlantic deal? Mm-hmm. Was it about that?
Yeah.
Was it?
Something like that, I think.
It was.
And then did the joint venture deal with Atlantic, and, you know, got his situation to where he wanted it to be. That's why, like, when people talk about, you know, how to judge or, I don't know, rank Nipsey or whatever, he said it himself, like, in an interview, I think at Power 106. He was like, you got to judge me as a man. Like, don't judge me as no rapper. Like, judge the ground that I covered and the amount that I was able to get done, like, in my time here. And that's the standard that I hold him to, because it's like, anybody could have just took a deal. You get what I'm saying? Because he had the momentum. He was the XXL on the XXL freshman cover in 2010 with J-Rock was on that one, right? It was a bunch of them. So I know all them niggas had record deal offers, were the ones that wasn't already signed. So he could have took a deal at any point, but just chose to thug it out for a good amount of time, like 6-7 years. Like, that ain't light to, like, bet your future up against. You know what I'm saying?
Staying Nipsey related, Lauren London came out. She posted something about Puma coming out with, I guess it's her, I don't know if it's like a
Marathon collab.
Right, yeah. Marathon collab. And it's crazy. I was looking and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get Puma now. Like, I gotta get more Puma stuff. And this is literally how my mind works when I did it. I saw stuff and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get more Puma stuff. That looks cute. And I'm like, wait a minute. I literally I was sitting at work and I was like, nope. Nipsey would want me to continue to support my black-owned businesses and everybody else that I'm already supporting. I'm not saying I'm not gonna buy any Puma stuff, but I was like, nope. Let me go ahead and, like, keep putting that energy towards everybody I know that still got their own lines and still going.
They were supposed to have a whole line come out before he passed, but then that happened, and then they released some stuff like a few months ago, but the shit sold out in like 45 minutes.
Yeah. But no, it just made me, it was crazy because in my mind I was about to go like all Puma related, and I was just like, all Puma, like, they gotta represent and support Puma because of Nipsey. And I was like, you know what, I still gotta support everybody.
Still a white man that owns Puma.
Right. And I was like, I still gotta support everybody that I know that has their own, you know, sweats line, sweatshirts, whatever it could be type of line. Everybody is still kind of coming up. So anybody that's watching this, support your local entrepreneurs. Keep helping everybody.
Fuck them.
All right, let's see what else. It was something I wanted to ask y'all. It was something random I wanted to ask y'all.
Should have wrote it down.
Right.
I should have wrote it down, but I wanted it to come off organic. Hey, that show Banshee is fucking nuts.
Are you watching it?
We watched episode 5 and 6 today. I don't know.
Wait, did you watch 1, 2, and 3 though?
No, I didn't. But Rob called me up. Listen, I don't know if you've seen the show Banshee before, but it's fucking insane. So the premise is,
it was on TV.
It was a guy who was robbing shit, right? He goes to jail for 15 years, right? Mm-hmm. He gets out. The girl that he was robbing shit with is some diamonds, and her dad wants the diamonds, right? I'm good so far. And,
no, but it's
and listen, listen, bro. So there's a sheriff at this town or whatever. He gets killed, right? Then they kill the 2 dudes who killed the sheriff, and then replace his identity. So this criminal who has just got out of prison is now the sheriff of this town.
But what makes it so dope is because you wouldn't think it would be on TV because you think it's just like they're like really like killing people and they're just really like they're just showing a lot. And so you would think it'd just be some like PG type rating. You're like, wait, did he really just do that?
Cinemax.
It's old. Yeah, Cinemax. It came on in 2013.
So what y'all watch it on?
Fire Stick.
Okay.
Oh, Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I had I watched it all. It's like 4 seasons, I think 8 or 10 episodes per season. But I watched it all and I was trying to give them a new show. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, Banshee. I don't know how they kept it on TV because stuff they doing in there.
Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Now I remember. Y'all seen this Michael Vick shit?
No, what they talking about?
Bro.
What is it, like 700,000 people now?
Michael Vick is supposed to be an honorary member of something at the Pro Bowl this year, right? Where they walk on the field, blah, 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 they honor him, whatever. 400,000 people have signed a petition for this nigga not to be an honorary.
They probably did that over a plate of fucking wings too.
At the Pro Bowl.
Think about it. That's wild.
And it just led me to the question of like,
over 500,000 signed a petition.
People are not even a question, but like people are hypocrites. Like people preach all of this shit about, doing good and being good, but people don't have like an ounce of forgiveness at all. And this man went to prison. Not only that, Michael Vick was not in his backyard fighting dogs. Michael Vick was in Atlanta playing football, and some niggas that he came up with was on his compound in Virginia fighting dogs.
No.
Yeah, I've heard different stories. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Was he actually doing that?
That was a part of his operation. They were just holding the trap down.
I thought it was, so it wasn't just fighting, it was more stuff? I don't know those stories.
He formed the shapes of the dogs and shit. Like, it was pretty bad.
I don't think he was like the main one, you know what I'm saying, the shot caller, but since it was his property, he knew what was going on. He knew what was going on. And I'm sure he liked dog fights. A lot of motherfuckers from the hood who grew up in the hood like dog fights. Like, everybody was fighting dogs.
But why that? Why that stuff? Why the whole cutting stuff up?
I haven't even heard that. I'd never heard that. But I know that he just wasn't oblivious to what was going on.
But this is my thing, like.
Oh, couldn't have been.
It was a check. Somebody getting a check. Even if his boys is getting a check, like, that's how you get your money, get it.
This is my thing. Okay, even if that being the case, right?
Oh my gosh, the men tested the dogs in fights, then shot or electrocuted or hung them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Woo!
No, but that's just the nature of the, you putting a dog out of his misery at this point. Like, okay, it's over for you. You know good to this. Come on now.
Nah.
But listen to what I'm saying though. Listen to what I'm saying.
He did his time.
When is the last time you had a chicken sandwich? That's all I'm saying. These people have a wing in their hand and they press and submit on this fucking goddamn petition. That's important.
No, I understand. I agree with
that. Let that man be a Hall of Fame for what he did on that field.
This is my thing.
And I think that they should leave him alone.
He did 2 years in prison.
I did not know.
Lost his
that
job.
Makes sense.
Lost all his endorsements. I'm gonna read. This is the perfect thing that I read today. So some lady posted on her Facebook, how the fuck can he be considered a fucking mentor when he tortures and kills animals, right? A nigga responded under and said, the same way black people are expected to look up to slave owners Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and were required to stand in reverence for a national anthem that glorifies slavery. He said it's not that we don't care, or he also said we're expected to love a country that allows our unarmed children to be murdered in cold blood by cops who go unpunished. It's not that we don't care about animals, it's that we're still in a fight to try to achieve the level of empathy that dogs receive in this country. These people go so fucking hard for animals on the internet, bro. So hard. And I'm watching black kids die every year, and we don't get enough empathy or like writing from certain demographics as fucking dogs.
That's why I wouldn't give a fuck about
As
that Hall.
dogs.
I wouldn't give a fuck about the Hall of Fame thing. Like, oh fuck y'all, I don't care. Like, proof is in the pudding. I don't care. Everybody from this generation, that generation, will know, be able to say
Like
Michael Vick.
from I don't even gotta say, like, from this same demographic of people who is PETA, whoever, like, who is riding so hard for these animals, don't say shit when somebody get killed when a black child get killed on TV. Yeah. Don't say a motherfucking thing.
They don't have to. They don't care.
And that tripped me out because it's like, nigga, dogs, we can't get the same amount of support as dogs.
Hey, I get it, but it's like I wouldn't be looking for it either, though. Like,
it's fucking crazy. No, I get what you're saying. At this point, it's not like I'm looking for it, but it's just fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy to think that they was eating chicken when they made this. I'm pretty sure there's some fucking chicken in the goddamn kitchen right now.
It was breaking the wings open and eating the marrow.
There was some other stuff that happened too. I didn't put anything down.
Hey, do they still have Jet Magazine?
No.
I don't know about.
They do not still have Jet Magazine.
We need Jet Magazine to come back.
We used to get Jet Magazine like
we
to
did too.
Our house all the time.
We need Jet Magazine to come back. Jet Magazine was fly.
Jet Magazine.
Did you even read?
I did read Jet Magazine.
Because I flipped through the pictures.
I read Jet Magazine. I lived with old people.
I used to listen to Jet Magazine and Essence Magazine. That's why I always felt like I had enough. That's where I got my game from, actually.
You actually read it?
Essence Magazine used to always have, like all the advice and shit.
I flipped to the certain, depending on what they're talking about, depending on what I was looking for, I flipped to, but.
Essence Magazine was like a big take on women's perspectives and how they felt and all that. I used to read all that shit. Yeah. And I used to go to, I used to feel like I had a one up on all the little girls at school.
Really had a subscription to that. Literally used to get it all the time. Jet Magazine. Oh my gosh.
There was something that happened though. There's something else that happened.
Shooting today in Jersey.
Really?
Shooting today in Jersey.
What? Well, oh God.
I ain't hear that. I ain't hear that.
Really?
It was something
Where
else.
was
Y'all
it
got
at?
me high. I thought y'all know. Y'all done had it was something else. What else you got on that list?
I still got more topics.
Oh, Juice WRLD passed away.
Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD.
Dang.
Juice WRLD.
Okay, so.
Rest in peace.
I
Let's
still
start
see
there.
Shadows in my room. Yeah,
Rest in peace to Juice WRLD.
Yeah, you know that? That's a
I
bang.
don't
I love that song.
Okay, so I'll hear certain songs, but because I don't listen to them, I'm not connecting the song. Like even that song that X had, that extremely emotional song. I forget what it's called. I really love that song. Didn't know he was one that sung it or rapped it necessarily. What do you call that? Is that rapping still?
Yeah, it's rapping. Sad is my shit.
That's what she's talking about. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Someone that's afraid to let go. That's
I'm not talking about sad.
Oh.
It's that you guys remember that song? It's like extremely depressing.
All right, well, don't play it.
I'm gonna play it. It's too
4
late.
people, including police officers and 3 people believed to be civilians, were killed during an hours-long standoff firefight Tuesday between two
I saw that. That was the stupidest shit in the world to me.
Oh, they were just on that gang.
That was the stupidest shit in the world to me. Because only two people robbed the jewelry store or whatever they was robbing, and police was surrounding them and managed to shoot 2 other people.
What was the one where
Yeah, that's
they were
tough.
shooting on the freeway and they shot the UPS driver?
That was the same one.
That's the one we talking about?
Yeah.
That was last week. No, this
that's
is
a new
different.
one.
That was last week.
Oh, this was today. Damn, niggas is wildin'.
Yeah, they was shooting people up.
It's gonna be what? It's gonna be there too.
That's crazy.
Gosh.
No, but since we brought it up, rest in peace to Juice WRLD. It was a terrible, terrible thing. I felt bad. Like, it's always tough seeing young people lose their life, especially over, situations like that, drugs and stuff like that. And from what they explained it to be, it still kind of just didn't make sense to me because they said that he had 70 pounds of weed on the jet and Percocets and guns. And the pilot told, allegedly, and when the cops got there, he swallowed the perks, right? Which I don't know how many of them it was. But in that situation, it just seems like if I got 7 perks in my pocket and I got 6 niggas with me on the plane, I'm not swallowing all 7 of these pills. So that's the part that don't make sense to me. Not saying that, like, I'm not bringing any negative light to it at all. I'm just saying that, like, them explaining it that way doesn't make sense to it. Because that's what the Fed said happened.
To save you, and the entire thing is negative. So, and I think people, I feel like some people are kind of like nervous about not wanting to speak ill or like that. The entire situation is just negative. But the only thing that I will say is, I think the thing that frustrates me the most about this is I see a bunch of people commenting, and maybe they're just saying stuff just to fill it in, but a bunch of people are like, man, it's true, like, legends really do die young. And I think that frustrates me the most because they really don't. Like, legends don't have to die young. And I think it's like a narrative that people, I don't know if it's the younger generation is trying to, like, really stick with that. Like, legends don't have to die young. A lot of legends are still living.
Facts, yeah. Shit, man. No, definitely rest in peace. My whole take on it is, like, people be putting too much emphasis on other people's lives, and the man knew what he was doing. He had if he had his issues, he had his issues. You know what I'm saying? But he knew what he was doing. The consumers know what he's doing. The goddamn platforms, everybody, the record labels, everybody know what he was doing. You feel me?
Do you think when somebody dies and you know what they're doing, do you think is it disrespectful to tell it like it is?
Nah, but it's not. It's not disrespectful.
That's my thing, because it's like, oh, well, let's not just speak on that. He was this amazing, and I don't know. I'm wondering, like, is it disrespectful to tell it like it is?
No, it's not disrespectful. Right. And mind you, listen, I didn't. Everybody got their own, like, even me, like, mind you, because the narrative is like everybody be sad and mental health and everything, right?
Yeah.
And I get that. I sympathize with it. I didn't have my own set of real life issues with that shit. Deep, crazy ass thoughts.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like when somebody is doing something deliberately, it's like you can't. Once the results happen.
Where's the accountability?
Where's, like, it's no, like, don't be shocked, or
yeah.
You can be sad, but to be shocked is kind of like
people. And I think that's the narrative I actually really have a problem with, because the way that people are talking is just like there's no accountability. Not saying that you can hold somebody accountable without disrespecting them, and there's no accountability, so it just goes on to the next thing, and now somebody else dies, something else happens, and then we're just like, oh my God, why them? Like, well,
he lived his life. He lived his life, like, literally lived his life. And if anybody cared that much, it should have been a halt on the music that was being released.
Right.
It should have been people rushing into, like, it should be shows where therapists is going to the studio with these people and, like, really breaking people down and trying to figure them out. It ain't none of that going on. Like, even like I said, I done dealt with people in my family with cancer. It's been deaths with this stuff and everything. But the same thing I tell my own mother. Like, a lot of this, people say fuck cancer, but they're not saying fuck the shit that you're getting that creates this shit too. Like, shit you've been getting for the last 10, 15 years. The way you eat, the way you treat yourself. This is what causes cancer. Everybody know what causes cancer, but you still go pulling up to every fast food spot every night, doing your thing, and when it comes, you saying fuck cancer. Don't say fuck cancer, just appreciate all the meals you had over the years as well too, though, because that's a part of that. Like, appreciate the life you lived prior to the cancer. And damn near, like, okay, the cancer here, are you shocked? No, you're not shocked. I am sad that, people die and everything, but a lot of these things are just results, man. That's all. It's just results. But it's still rest in peace, because
always.
Yeah, like, it's not like
but at least
you don't want to see it happen, but at the same time, I want people to live their life.
Want to see it happen, I feel like you gotta, like, be, blatantly honest about what is going on. I don't feel like you stop being honest and stop telling the truth just because somebody dies. I know that sounds so
I think there's a way to go about it, though.
Oh, yeah, there's always a way to go about it. I just feel like it stops with people, and it's like, we don't want to talk about none of that. Great artists, that's it.
I think the narrative to what people should be is like, what I want to see is people live life and grow up, right?
Yeah.
Because
What's the purpose of doing any of this?
just live your life though. Like, what do you want to do? If you want to go, you want to sip lean and everything, you ain't gonna know how you go comment on something too. That's another thing. People be commenting on things, you ain't tried this shit. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you just saying how bad it is. I don't got a problem with nobody living their life. I just always tell somebody, just grow up though. Once you experience something, try to grow past anything you're doing. Just grow, keep growing. But living life means experiencing whatever you got to experience. Yeah. Some people, it can be, he was doing drugs for 3 months and make the best music and created enough revenue to where he take care of himself for the rest of his life. But say he just stopped doing drugs the next year, right? But do the drugs look that negative for those 3 months at that time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
it's his experience or her experience.
It's a narrative with people dying, and it's like how you said, man, we're really not living past 21. You're like kind of just choosing not to live past 21.
I'm not gonna say that.
Why not?
I'm not saying that.
Why not?
I'm not saying that.
Why not? If you look at what you're doing in life, and I'm talking about from I don't know if we're just speaking artists or just certain people in general. If we're talking about the way that you are living your life, everything has consequences in life. The way that you are living your life, how can you expect anything but you know what I'm saying? The way that you're actually going about life. Like, how can you actually come back and be like, dang, like we're really not making it back? Well, did you expect how is that realistic? I'm just being honest. How is that realistic? And I feel like people try to shy away from that because it's not kind to say after somebody has died. But I don't want,
Well, it's kind of like too though. My fault. Keep going.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying it's kind of like at the same time, everybody they ain't had that fall. Like
right.
the death be they fall. They thinking they just can consume this. Like I'm almost inclined to believe that he did take these pills, knowing that he possibly had all this on his plane as well. I don't think he that in the blue about what's on that plane. You know what I'm saying? So a person, if he is a person that takes drugs, consumes drugs the way they say he do, for me being around people who done these things and shit myself, I didn't took a pill, I didn't sip some lean and all that. Hey, well shit, if I'm about to go to jail tonight, whatever the case may be, I might pop 4 of these motherfuckers right now, whatever in my pocket. Yeah. I'd rather be high up in that bitch and deal with this later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you think you can take it. You know what I'm saying? And he probably, the reason why, that don't got nothing to reason, he wouldn't take him like that normally, but he just got caught up and like, I'm out of here then. Not knowing he's going to die, but like, I'm about to definitely pass out.
But what I'm saying, not knowing he's going to die, it's almost like how when we talk about sex, and they talk about unprotected sex and, having babies and stuff like that. If you are putting poison into your body, one of the consequences can be death. Now that doesn't usually always happen. That's not always the end result. But how do you think that that's exempt from if you're doing that? You know what I mean? I could just never look at it like that. Like regardless of what the situation is. Like if I got cousins in my family, like they gangbang, right? And one of them gets shot and killed. I can't be like, oh well, I know what kind of lifestyle he was into. Like, what did we expect? I can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Or
shit, I can.
I do
can't.
It.
It hurts still though.
Yeah, but I do it, and it's my thing is, if you put yourself in that environment and you are doing those type of things, and you know, that's why certain things that happen to me, I'm like, I put myself, and not saying that, and there's things that happen to me, I'm like, that I didn't deserve, but I put myself in an environment where I didn't make it safe for me. So because I didn't make it safe for me, I leave myself open to all these other things. It's not okay to not take accountability for at least that much. Like, you know what? I put myself in an environment where I made it unsafe for myself. Now let me do better. But I can't just, I'm walking around with a gun. I'm doing this. I'm living this type of lifestyle. I'm hanging with these type of people. I should just never expect. No, that's not realistic. Like, that's just not. And I have an issue with the fact that people kind of go with that narrative. And I don't know. It's just not. It's not honest. It's not realistic in today's world. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
You take drugs, you can die. Like this, but people are like, it's like nobody wants to say that.
You do anything you drink. You drink, you
but
can die.
That's what takes away from the accountability. You eat too much meat, you could die.
You drink excessively, you can die.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff that you do and you can die. But regardless, you would still like be like, damn, like that's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not saying it makes it any less fucked up.
It's just like it just takes the human element out of it too much for me. Like, I don't know. Especially after somebody has passed. Like, but now, if they're going through what they're going through, and this person is still alive, then it's like, okay, like hold them to their shit. But like, if they no longer here anymore, I mean, like, what?
But now you have to worry about the people that are next to them. So if they're going through what they're going through, everybody's watching what they're going through. Like, just because they stop going through what they're going through because they died doesn't mean the next person won't.
Did you take issue with what GoldLink said about Mac Miller on his post? Like his opening statement, I guess. Did you see that?
What was
Did you
that?
see his post? He said, I couldn't say that I was surprised when I heard that you had went and died on us.
Bruh, okay. Tough, right?
What did he?
That's
but
tough.
It's truth.
That's tough. But unless you know, I don't know his relationship with Mac Miller.
Yeah,
if they had a relationship and he was on the inside and he's seen certain things, enough of it,
I had a friend, another
he
example.
could have kept it to himself, but what?
If I die and somebody say that, I swear to God,
What you gonna do?
y'all better put hands on them niggas. I swear to God, I'm haunting you niggas
but
for the
that's
rest
the
of
thing.
y'all lives.
It doesn't make it any.
I'm gonna be in a fucking broom closet tapping all fucking night at y'all house.
That's still you being your after death. Would you want to be celebrated if you did a lot of things to be celebrated for?
Yeah, but that's wild, Keem.
No, it's not though.
Why not?
It's really not though. It's really not.
I feel like if you
really
if you change the way that I think that if we change the way that we actually accept and process things, and we start to actually like really do better, I think our lives will be a little bit better. Like, I had a friend, and this probably may sound bad to you, but I had a friend that was killed. Her boyfriend shot her. Now, from most of my experience, and this was one of my sister's best friends, from most of my experience, she's always been in abusive relationships, like physically abusive relationships, from most of the guys I've ever known.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying that she did not deserve any of that. I did, but like, if you stay in certain situations and certain things, and I'm not making it okay, but things can happen. Like, get out of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't make it hurt any less, but you're more susceptible to things.
Okay.
I don't like when somebody's life get robbed. That's what I got a problem with.
Right.
I have a hard time processing that. You know what I'm saying? More than anything, somebody getting their life robbed, like you said about the UPS drivers, whatever happened. I don't know the story, but
He just living his life,
to just
working.
get it robbed. That's like, damn. It's harder for me to process that opposed to somebody what they consciously doing. And even with some even street cats and everything, I done dealt with that too, right?
Mm-hmm. Same.
So where it's like, okay, I know that person knew what came with this shit, but I'm looking like, damn, I'm sad more so they didn't get the opportunity to grow out of that mentality, because there is a level up from that.
Yeah.
They were just stuck in that mentality. Like, your sadness come from your friend that got killed. Rest in peace to her. But it's more so the mentality. I'm sad that she didn't get to think above that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, shit, she knew what possibly could come with this shit. Ain't nobody. There's too much information out here now. Nobody's.
Yeah. It's like you're giving yourself a slow death.
So at this point, let me say, okay, boom, right? Because we got to stop at some point in time. Now, what about the other artists right now that's seeing the Juice WRLDs, seeing the Lil Peeps and?
Damn, rest in peace. He's a legend. We keep on doing our same thing.
Yes. How do you go about that then? If you have a little brother right now that's doing music and he doing all these things, you probably tell him like, bro, you don't see this shit, you can die from this shit. Mm-hmm. But if you see him doing it, and then he died from this shit, you can lie to yourself all day and say, oh, he didn't know what was coming to him. Or you can just keep it real, like, shit, he was living his life the way he lived. And we gotta stop putting so much like, death, like people just really selfish with death too, though. Like I learned
People
that
are
when my
very
pops was
selfish
on
with death.
Yeah, like my pops was on the deathbed, and I learned that like 2012, and he fighting for his life day in and day out. I'm going up there trying to tell him to hold on, and then he just looked at me one day and just hollered at me like, "Yo, I'm only doing this for you and my rest of my siblings is my mother.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm holding on. I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it changed my whole perspective on everything. And I had to sit there and like, damn, like if he's comfortable enough to, go transition, let me ride with that. Death ain't that like. It's not. We can't make it that bad of a thing. Like make it like it's the boogeyman. And more so, shit, people transition. We all going. So it's like, it's not that bad. Did you live your life when you was here? Was you able to get whatever you want? You wanted all the drugs, get all the drugs you wanted? Did you knock off all the goals you had on the board? Yeah. Whatever you was doing, as long as you was conscious of what you was doing, I'm really not knocking it. I got a problem with somebody, while you was on this path, somebody come and steal that. That's the part where I process.
It's contradictory to say that you want to do all these things in life and live to this age if you're not doing everything. If you're not, to me, doing the things that you should be doing to try to live longer.
And what the fuck is living longer? What does that mean? Okay, you're 100. So what at this point? Like,
I don't want to be here till 100.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
like,
but okay, but I'm talking about for the people that are 21. I want to live, I had kids, I want to do this and that. Okay, but are you actually doing what you should be doing to try to get there? You can't say you want to do that, but then you're putting poison in your body. You're doing all this other stuff that's not going to get you there. Now,
okay, real question. So, we both agreed that the whole like concept of death is kind of like a selfish thing, right? Mm. You got a friend or somebody somewhat close to you that's suicidal. How do you deal with that?
Ooh, I really get.
How do you go about that conversation?
Suicidal?
When they just telling you, and it's not even like a crazy, like frantic, like that type of thing. They just telling you like, yo, like I don't want to be here no more. Like I'm just not happy. Like I don't want to be here.
Most suicidal people. Ooh, I shouldn't even say most.
I wouldn't do that.
From my experience, quote, from my experience, I don't believe that individuals who are suicidal, you know what I'm about to say? Actually want to die. I feel like a lot of people that are suicidal are in pain and want the pain to stop. I don't feel like they actually want to die. I just feel like they think that there's not another option. They don't feel like
if they knew it was an option to, if they had a route to feel better.
Right. I don't feel like they actually want to die and just that's it. From my experience.
Okay. Well, even if that's the case, at that time they don't see no silver lining. Right. And they just like, I don't want to be here. I'm not happy here. Like this isn't like I'm miserable. Like.
I think
what conversation do you have with that person then?
Hey, it's options. Let's put options on the table. What can we? Where can I help? Because it's either I can help or I can't help.
Yeah.
Where can I help?
But
other than that, I'm dead serious about this too. And mind you, I'm sensitive with that as well too. I had these thoughts as a kid, like for real, right? But so I'm sensitive with it, but at the same time, it's about the reality of it. Because even when I had these thoughts as a kid. You think of these things, I ain't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I had opportunity, I didn't do it. So I tell people, I've had those conversations, and it's like, listen, the friend thing of me to do is, if you tell me you want to, Jordan, right now, you say, I want to jump off this roof right now, I'm going to talk to you. I don't think you should jump off this roof. Mm-hmm. I think that you could probably walk down the stairs. I think that we can take a break right now and sit down and just wait. And you assure me this is what you want to do, I'm going to, like I did with my father. I don't got to look at this. I'm turning my back. You do what you got to do. Yeah. And, that's your life. Because it's your life. It's your life, really. Like, what I'm saying? It's not my life to be like, why am I holding you here if you don't want to be here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, my little nephew, he did some bullshit the other day, and I've been hearing he been saying that. Like, I don't, kill me or something like that. He been saying little shit like that. And he went to school and said, he said, I'm gonna kill myself. He went to school and told that to another kid. And, you know, the way I try to talk to my nephews is as pure as possible. I'm like, listen, man, hey, you know what you're saying? First of all, you know, just walk through that. If you know if you want to do that, you should do it. You got the power to do that. And that's tough to say to a kid. I'm sure a lot of people get on my head about saying that. Hey, do it. But if you don't want to do it, you need to start working on ways to not think that way, because there's better ways to think. And I'm here to help you do that. I'm not here to help you kill, because I'm not here to help you do that shit. I'm here to support you in whatever you want to do, though. You know what I'm saying? And once you give it to somebody like that, because a lot of this shit just be applied for, like, cry out for help. Yeah. They want attention and all that. Mm-hmm. Once you give it to them like that, and the decision, let them know how much power you got. Oh, I got the power to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do now? You ain't gonna jump off that roof, right? Right. You ready to sit down. Now let's go live life. That's how I feel about shit like that.
I feel like I said, I personally feel like people that are suicidal, like I think they feel like they, not only do they not have certain options, but their understanding of certain things aren't the same as the world. Like, for example, they may think that, you know, nobody cares or nobody that, when in actuality, you just don't understand or see the people that are actually caring. That's just how you feel. So it takes steps, and there's a road for you to really start to understand, like, oh, wow, it does matter if I'm actually here. People do care if I'm actually here. It does affect this. It doesn't, like, a lot of them just feel, there's this deep feeling that none of that matters. So I, like, kind of going off of Keemstar, just presenting that there's other options, because you really do feel like this is the only option. This is the only option that makes sense, because this is what's going on. This is how I feel, and this option makes sense to me. So presenting other options and just keep presenting it to them.
Okay, before we get out of here, I'll give my own personal example, because I just kind of wanted to hear what everybody had to say first. So there was one point in my life where I dealt with, you know, this sort of thing. Like, you consider suicidal, right? Mm-hmm. And I told y'all before off air about, you know, the struggles I had earlier in my life with pills and depression and stuff like that. But this was like maybe towards the end of high school, whatever. There was two legit times where I really, really thought about doing it. One time, I had some pills. Another time was, I don't know, with a knife or something like that in the kitchen. But both times I was by myself, and neither time I told anybody about it. So in that case, it wasn't necessarily a cry for help, because then nobody know. I would have to cry out to somebody for somebody to know. Mm-hmm. And I was aware that I had people around me that loved me. I was aware that, you know, people would be affected by it. But in the moment, it was just me. Like, mm-hmm. It was just about me. Like, regardless of if you care about me or not, if you care about me, I still got to go to bed with these thoughts every night. I still got to live every day with these thoughts. Y'all mm-hmm. can't live with this shit for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Do you get what I'm saying? And if I don't want to be here, then why do I have to? Like, mm-hmm. for what?
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what good is it doing for me to be here? And then when I had those two moments to where I was literally like, it was either this or that, like, it was split. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, okay, well, I don't have the balls to end it. So now I have to figure something out. Otherwise I'm gonna just be miserable for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I would say that you went about it the right way, to be honest with your nephew, because in my mind, if I would have talked to somebody about it, then they would have just told me that you got so many people around that love you, like, you got blah, 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 blah. And, like, that shit is still all self. Like,
that everything about self, nothing about you.
That don't help me. Like, you loving me is not honestly what's gonna keep me here. And honestly, the only person who could have said that would have had some effect might have been my mama.
Mm.
But that still goes back to me, an unrealistic view of self. So all these other people are seeing these things in you that you can't yet see in you, or you lost in you. So to me, that comes back to our unrealistic view of what's going on, and feeling like this is, you know, if this is how I feel, and I know to stop that, or I know, you know, the alternative is this, let me do this. To me, it still goes back to that unrealistic view. So he presented a different option. I don't necessarily if I would present that, but that's still an option. You know what I mean? Like, presenting options. So I think to me, that's where a lot of it starts, just being able to present options. Because the one thing that I've learned is everybody's depression is different. Everybody's issues are different. But it all boils down to me, and I don't know if unrealistic view is the right way to say that, but or changing your view of yourself. But I think it boils down to that.
You can do it still, but at the same time, like I said, everybody we all not meant here to get to the age of 100.
Right.
We all not here to be fucking NBA basketball players. Like, hey, listen, let's just stop putting so much on death. Death go happen. We go be sad. We should be learning how to process that, like, and celebrate that. That's the whole point of celebrating and appreciating people while you have them. I just want to appreciate, because I say this all the time, just for being as tuned in as I am with my nieces and nephews, and I think about life and how life just, you don't know how life goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, death can come from the oldest person in your family or the baby in your family. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that with a baby on the way. Like, to think of that is fucking crazy. It run you crazy, but at the same time, let me not shock myself. I know this is a possibility. I know death can come to the baby. I know my little nephew can go outside and just get hit. Only thing I can do is appreciate while I have them right now, because this shit is not promising. Let's not be like so worried about, oh, you know, people don't got faith, real faith. That's what's going on. People just existing. They don't believe in nothing. No, that's what it be too.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Think of how much stuff we do in life to avoid death. Like in actuality, just the things we do crossing the street, just like little things like that. Like there's little things that we do. So that's what I'm trying to say. Nobody, you don't look at crossing the street as avoiding death, because it's just like, oh, I don't want to get hit by a car. Like, but think of all that stuff. Why can't we take that to the extreme as far as, you know, taking drugs and doing things that aren't, you know, good for us in that type of way? There's so many things that we do throughout the day to avoid dying.
I feel like, but that's the thing. That's when it goes down to what is good for you. Only thing, the problem is abuse. Abuse is what the issue is. You should go try cocaine, go try whatever you want to try. The minute you start abusing it, know what come with it. That's what I'm saying. If you want to experience whatever you want to experience, that's like, I can't sit up here and say, I used to think like that, like, oh, damn, crack is bad. Crack probably wasn't bad. You did it one time and just had a time of your life.
Probably fire.
You know what that's like?
Niggas was dancing and all kind of shit.
You know what that's like? That's literally like you crossing the street with your eyes closed.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Let me tell you why.
But even if that's the case, then
you cross the street with your eyes closed once, people are probably going to swerve around you. They're probably going to stop. But you keep crossing the street with your eyes closed.
We talking about
your chances.
We talking about doing drugs. We talking about experiencing drugs, not abusing it. That's what we're talking about.
And keep crossing the street is abusing. Now you're abusing.
You can drink liquor.
Exactly.
As long as you don't abuse it.
I get what you're saying.
You see where I'm going with that? Like,
but
I don't.
You don't see where I'm going with that?
No, because we talking about drugs and experiences.
But that's how. To me, that's how stupid it is. Drugs are not good for you. That's a known fact, right? Cocaine is not, like, that's not a drug.
Is alcohol a drug?
Yes. If abused, it is a drug. It's alcohol is not.
Okay, that's what he's saying. Don't abuse it. You said if abused.
Don't abuse it, but alcohol is nothing to give. Now, obviously, if you make like a hottie toddy or something like that, maybe it make you feel better. But alcohol is not something that, like, the doctor's going to be like, oh, you know, take 2 shots of vodka, you're great in the morning. No, like, nobody's saying that. It's not a cure for anything.
But
okay?
they give you medicine and say you're going to feel great in the morning, but you're really not great because they give you something to bring you back.
Right.
So it's none of this shit is. What is any of this?
Right.
Drugs and crossing the street are incomparable.
Yeah, no, they're not. No,
yes,
they're not.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
I'm not saying it's the same thing. It's the same concept. It's not good for you. If I walk across the street with my eyes closed, I know that the possibility.
With drugs, for instance, like if you know you have an addictive personality, you probably won't try crack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta know yourself a little.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
If you have
you gotta know yourself, and that's the whole point of life to me. We just only here to give. Like, what do I know that you can probably use? I'm giving it to you. I'm not holding on to nothing. We only here to experience each other and get the fuck up out of here. It's a graduation. Like,
just to end this, my sister just posted this. I forget that girl's name. I'm not gonna say the last part. Amber Geiger, the girl that killed the police. 2019, murdering an unarmed black man while he was in his own apartment, is forgiven by the brother of the murdered man. The world
the world, way to forgive. She made a mistake. Give that boy an award for forgiving her. You can't hold a grudge. You got to forgive. Michael Vick, 2008, convicted of dog fighting and given a felony. Deposited $1 million to help the dogs that were hurt. Served time in prison. Paid a fine. The world. He should have got life. He killed an innocent, helpless dog. Hope he never gets a job. Last.
Bro, until y'all stand up for all these black children and black men that's getting killed by police officers, fuck them dogs.
I do not stand by that, but I definitely feel his point.
Until y'all all out signing petitions with 700,000 people like y'all doing for these goddamn dogs, fuck them dogs.
Man, that's amazing, man.
That was said by Jordan.
I'll stand on that with you.
I am not.
I'm doubling down on that.
Damn, he doubling down on that too. That's really wild. But hey, man, live your life, man. That's my whole little move. My little campaign right now is live life and grow up, and that's really what I can tell. That's my best advice to anybody. You know what I mean? There's so many things right now. You know why I don't have the body I don't have? Because I'm not putting the effort in to get the body I don't have. So
Facts.
When I walk past the mirror and don't like what I fucking see, I bet this shit shouldn't live with me right outside the damn mirror. I may dodge the mirror, but I'm good. I'm about to walk out very confident. This is what I work for. I work for this body.
Yeah.
I love every look. I be loving myself like I know I work for it. Like, I just had a good fucking meal for the last 2 months, and this is what I got right here. This gut. So
I do want to say.
Let's not. You know what I mean? Why am I depressed about why I look when I just fucking ate fucking steaks for the last 2? You know what I'm saying? Like.
For anybody out there that is having a hard time or need anybody to talk to, we are all available. You can
feel free to reach out.
Call.
That's my whole thing. I'm dead serious. I really be talking to people.
We respond back to DMs, questions, comments, all that. You feeling?
Feel free to reach out.
Yes, feel free to reach out.
TYS Podcast has an open door policy.
Yes, it does. No judgment, open door policy.
All right, this has been episode 22 of the TYS Talk Your Shit podcast. We appreciate everybody for listening. If you have not already, please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to. I'm Jordan.
Allie.
Live life and grow up.
That's King, by the way,
Starks behind
guys.
the motherfucking camera.
Yeah.
And we are out. See y'all next week.